Welcome everybody. Today we are talking about creative thinking. The objectives of this class is to enable participants to understand the need for creative thinking, encourage flexibility and innovation through new ways of thinking, assess better environment for innovation. Outline the key principles of creativity and innovation, mental processes for creative thinking, dimensions of culture for innovation, practical examples throughout the workshop. Why innovation or why innovate? Innovation is recognized as being essential for success. Graduates have innovations, but these are not systematically applied. The current rate of improvement is not likely to achieve the change we want and need. We know that every system is perfectly designed to get the results it gets. If we want different results, we must transform the system. What is creativity? The connecting, rearrangement of knowledge in the minds of people who will allow themselves to think flexibly, to generate new, often surprising ideas that others judge to be useful. Generate new ideas. What is the difference between creativity and innovation? Innovation occurs when a creative idea is put into practice. Vast majority of creative thoughts are never acted upon. Creativity without innovation, directed creativity is purposeful. Production of creative ideas in a given topic area, followed up by deliberate efforts to implement some of those ideas. An example of innovation. So innovation is applying a creative idea. The application of creative idea. For example, self-cleaning of the lotus effect. One of the scientists discovered that the pharaohs were using the lotus as lotus flower as it cleans itself. So this idea has been promoted to the industry of fabrics. So this is an example of innovation. Key principle. Creativity thinking can arise from deliberate mental processes. Here, look at this diagram. Edward de Bono, as a scholar, he puts mental valleys model for thinking. Look at this diagram. We have streams of thinking, and these are the valleys of thinking. In creative thinking, we have deviation from normal thinking. So it's like random jump. Creative thinking involves breaking out, deviation of established patterns, values, in order to look at things in different way. Here quoted from Edward de Bono. Key principle. The evidence tells us that creative thinking is a skill that everyone can do. Connect all four. This is an exercise. The 4 dots with just 3 straight lines without lifting your pencil once you start. This is an exercise to think using creativity. Connect all these 4 dots, just 3 straight lines. Notice without lifting your pencil once you start. We have this quotation by Einstein. Problems cannot be solved at the level of thinking that produces them. Albert Einstein. 3 deliberate mental processes. We have attention, we have escape, and we have movement. These mental processes Number one, attention to what? Elements in the current reality, features, attributes, patterns, paradigms, anything you don't normally pay attention to. It must attract your attention. The second one is scale. From what? Current mental patterns. So you do not follow normal ways of thinking. We do not early judge, and we break rules, barriers. So this is escape from the normal mental patterns. Third step is movement. In what sense? In time or in place to another point of view, from association, building on ideas. Here is innovation funnel. Look at this diagram. Here we have, for example, 400 ideas generated, but then we have 75 ideas harvested, then we have 20 ideas developed, then tested 8, then what is implemented, just 4 ideas. So we move from imagination and creativity to innovation by doing and changing. So think by doing and thinking by doing and changing. What influences creativity? Of course, many factors such as family, curricula, and community. These are the factors which influence creativity. Dimensions of innovation culture. If we have a good innovation culture, we have risk-taking, resources, widely shared information, specific targets, tools and techniques, reward system, and relationships. These are the dimensions or the elements of innovation culture. Look at this spider chart. This is a tool used to display multi-factor information where all factors can be related to a common scale and are roughly equal in importance. May be clear in this diagram, spider chart. Here we have +5, and this is -5. The elements or the dimensions we mentioned: risk, resources, information, target, tools, rewards, and relationships. If we have, so we have +5. If we miss, we have -5. This might be more clearer here. The spider chart scale. -5 means we have outstanding negative skills, systems, or recent experience on this dimension, hampering innovation. So this against innovation. 0 means our skills, systems, and experiences on this dimension have no real impact, neither hamper nor support innovation. Neutral. And if it is positive, +5, we have outstanding positive skills, systems, and experiences on this dimension, supporting innovation. Let's take one by one. Risk-taking. And risk-taking, we have either we increase the score or we decrease the score. If we increase the score, it means senior leadership team provide public and private emotional support. There is support, encouragement, reward for individuals and teams that want to try out new ideas. But if it is negative, decrease the score, it means formal leaders and opinion leaders fear failure. There is no support to or encouragement. Assessment of risk is inaccurate. They fear the worst, and that is the end of the idea. They are afraid. They are against change. Resources for innovation. Increase the score. If you increase the score or it increases the score, it means protected time, authority, or autonomy to act. You have resources, and money is available for individuals and teams who wish to innovate. The opposite, decrease the score. If it decreases the score, All resources are tied up in delivering services in the way we always have. Innovation is not priority in this community or in this society. Widely shared information. In a good environment, information is gathered from a wide range of sources and freely available or quickly sent out to staff. Transparency, شفافية. And on the opposite direction or the opposite culture or environment, if there is no shared information, it decreases the score. Information is given on a need to know basis determined by leaders. Specific targets. In good environment, leaders make clear that innovation is considered highly desirable and there are clear links with operational and strategic plans. There are strategic planning. But in bad environment, targets are set and focused without any encouragement for new thinking. Plans stipulate how targets must be met. Tools and techniques. In good environment, organization supports conscious and deliberate process for innovation. There are a lot of investment in building capacity, staff, and so on. But if it is bad environment, the organization has no awareness of tools, techniques to support creative thinking. Reward system. If it is good environment, teams, individuals are rewarded fully for their efforts with things that are important to them. The opposite, in bad environment, teams and individuals who want to improve something are isolated, discouraged from trying new approaches. Relationships. In good environment, high level of honesty, respect, and open communication. Many highly motivated teams with a good mix of skills and styles. In bad environment, the organization does not promote team-based working and does not support the development of networks. This is the opposite. So the comparison between the good environment and bad environment for innovation. Seek and share sheet. Complete the small spider framework on this sheet. Describe what your organization does to achieve scores for each destination so you can evaluate the environment and give it a score out of 5 for each dimension that you have scored +4 and above. Get up, take your spider web, move around the room and find someone who has a high score for a dimension that you have a low score for. Find out more about why they have a high score. So you can do this exercise we can do this exercise together in class. Seek and share sheet. Some creativity techniques. Analogy, smashing techniques, brainstorming, idea generating, reapplication, and premising. It means what if. Quotes on creativity and innovation. These are good quotes. Sometimes we face difficulties. Some minds are like concrete, all mixed up and permanently set. Einstein, I never came upon any of my discoveries through the process of rational thinking. Then change the mindset. The problem is not how to get new innovative thoughts into your mind, but how to get old ones out. D. Hawk, founder Visa. Change is the only constant. The world is moving so fast these days that the man who says that it can't be done is generally interrupted by someone doing it. Harry Emerson Foster. This may not be easy, but it is achievable. The secret of getting ahead is getting started. The secret of getting started is breaking complex, overwhelming tasks into small, manageable tasks and then starting on the first one. Mark it with. Sometimes it will not go well. The important thing is to learn lesson every time you lose. But learn and move. There is no mistake so great as the mistake of not going on. William Blake. And you will make a big difference. Start by doing what is necessary, then what is possible, and suddenly you are doing the impossible. Include everyone. Tell me, I forget. Show me, I may remember. But involve me, and I will understand. Chinese proverb. Dream, believe, dare, do. Walt Disney. Thank you for listening.